For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off your order. Yo, what's good guys, Venom Fire here, back from the video, and today I'm bringing you guys one of my favorite run defenses that is also very good against the pass. Now this defense is going to come to us out of the nickel 3-3-5 wide formation. The playbook I'm going to be in today is going to be the multiple defense. I actually dropped a full ebook on this defense if you guys want to go check that out. But I didn't really go over this formation at all, I don't think. And this formation is very solid, specifically against the run, but it's definitely good against the pass as well. Now, specifically, it's not going to be necessarily good against those shotgun formations, but against the people that like to pass out of sort of balanced sets or like a Trey Y flex or anything that's pretty good in the run and the pass. It's definitely a solid formation to go to, and it's really good against the run as well. Now 3-3-5 wide, just taking a look at it, one thing you can do out of the formation is you can throw a safety here at linebacker. This is the player you're going to be using. And then another thing I would recommend is getting fast, probably good tackling safeties. Now the Eagles don't really have the best safeties, but we will make it work. Now the player we're going to be running this out of is going to be 2-man under. You see right there at the top. Make sure that you flip the corner to the wide side of the field or whatever side your opponent is running to. I think you can have auto flip on for this. I'm not exactly sure. I usually just keep my auto flip off. But yeah, we'll hop into a couple of different run formations, a couple of different run plays. We'll go over certain stretch runs, dive runs, I form, under center. I'll try to get as many run formations as I can, but I'll just start out in a base I form. With that being said, let's hop into our setup now. Here we are on the field again. I came out with my corner on that right side, and he is going to be on the correct side. One thing you want to do that's a little bit different than setups that I did last year, because this was actually good run defense as well last year. My setup this year, I'm going to baseline press. Now, the reason I like to baseline press is because of this corner right here. If I were to just go ahead and reset the play and press normally without being baseline, like right there. So I undid my baseline and I just pressed. You see the cornerback's right here in the gap. The cornerback is pretty much doing nothing at that position. So what you do is you just baseline press. Now he's on the outside. Now he can make move, whether it's tackling the running back or occupying the fullback or a tight end or whatever. But he makes a lot more of a difference. And you see the cornerbacks on the outside are still in pretty good position. We'll talk about that a little bit later though. So we went ahead, we baselined, we pressed. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to spread your defensive line. And then you're going to go ahead, blitz all linebackers and contain. If you know how to contain, it's RB and RB again, R1 and R1 again. Last year was L1 and R1. I've got that question a couple of times, so I just wanted to clear that up for you guys. Now the last couple of things you want to do is first you're going to put your safeties in spies. Now this is a little bit of a risky adjustment out of any zone play, but because we're in 2-man under, these safeties, they don't necessarily have an assignment. They're just pretty much doubling any route that comes towards them. So out of specifically man coverage, you can actually afford to go ahead and throw those safeties in spies. Now the reason I'm putting my safeties in QB spies is that because they're very good against the run. They will sort of just pretty much defend the run. They will follow it, and they won't necessarily shoot right towards it, but they will follow it. And they're just overall very sound against the run. You will see that in a little bit. With your user, what I like to do is just throw them on an inside third. I'm not sure why I do that, but again, I just feel like it plays better. And then one last adjustment you're going to make is you're going to slant your D-line to the right. Again, that you don't have to do that. That's just some extra stuff I do, and then you're going to shade over the top. So that was probably a lot of adjustments. I will try to leave it down below in the comment section, and I'll try to pin it if I remember. If not, somebody remind me. But yeah, we'll go over it a little bit more as this video continues. I just wanted to sort of talk about everything slowly, talk about why I do everything. The reason I contain against the run is the contain stop outside runs pretty effectively. I'll just have them go ahead and snap the football here, and you will see that we just completely sprint to the run right there. And although they did get a very favorable tackle animation right there, we had 3 guys in the area, and as long as we make that wrap tackle, it's around a 2-yard gain. Obviously, that was an unfortunate animation, but, you know, it is what it is. So, again, the setup, baseline press, spread your D-line, blitz all linebackers, contain, and then just put your safeties in spies. That's all you have to do. And, again, if you want to do some extra adjustments, you could slant your D-line to the right and then shade over the top. Again, you don't have to go ahead and shift or spread your D-line, or you do have to spread your D-line, but you don't have to slant your D-line is what I was trying to say. That's just an extra adjustment I do. Again, if you want to, you could. But again, it's not necessary to the defense. I would recommend shading over the top, though. A lot of people like to attack deep out of I-form sets, knowing that you're playing an aggressive run-style defense, and that's what people will do. So shading over the top will prevent that from happening as long as your corners are a good speed rating. Again, they're going to run I-form. You see the safety there coming down, making the tackle. And even though my user did get hit right there, we were still able to come down with the safety, and that's the beauty of having the QB spies with your safeties, is that they're basically like two other users for you. Now, something that I've tended to do is I've actually liked going with this sort of adjustment where I go ahead and actually throw the weak side safety in a curl flat. Now, in this situation, I would assume that they're running either in the middle or the right, but if I know they're running stretch, I can do that adjustment. If they're running dive, though, I definitely like to have them in a spy still. Again, it really does depend on what your opponent's running, so you want to catch up on his tendencies, see if he goes to this formation, if there's even a stretch in that formation. Then I make sure that I have my players in spies. If I know there's only a stretch, there's not really a dive, that's good, then maybe I throw him in a curl flat. But with that being said, I'm going to hop into some other run plays and catch you on the field. Here I just came out in a base halfback dive out of the single back formation. Again, I'm going to go back in the I-form a little bit later, maybe talk about a dive or a stretch out of I-form wing. Before here, I wanted to show you guys against dive, show you that it's successful against the outside run as well as the inside. Now against inside zone, again, it is risky to play this style of defense, but you definitely could. Again, if you know your opponent's running inside zone, he's running it 20 times, then obviously you could go with a style of defense like this, but against the pass, it's definitely very risky to do this style of thing, or at least the shotgun pass. But again, the setup, baseline press, we're going to go ahead, spread our D-line, blitz all linebackers contain, and then we can throw our safeties and spies. Now, sometimes when I baseline press, that corner actually moves over. If you notice that happening, make sure that you actually flip your defense, which is something I didn't do on this play, but I'll do on the next play just to show you. But halfback dive, boom, we're going to shoot that. You see the cornerback shooting off the right edge. You see the two safeties shooting free. And again, my user got picked up right there, but the safeties were there to make the play. So again, I'm going to baseline press. I'm going to flip the play, and then I'm going to baseline press so that he's still on that side, and then we can go ahead and make our adjustments. I think I actually did put my cornerback on the right side, so that was my fault, obviously, with that adjustment. But again, very simple setup. Make sure you shade over the top, though. And usually with your user, something I didn't mention with this is that you actually kind of want to move him back, like right around here. Reason you do that is just because you won't get picked up by the O-lineman like you saw I did that couple of times, or pretty much every time that I've ran the play I've been getting picked up just standing right here. So if you move him back, you see we had 3 players on the dive right there. Again, I'm going to flip my play, baseline press, and again, you don't obviously have to flip your play unless you come out on the wrong side. Blitz all linebackers though, spread D-line, contain, put those players in QB spies. If you don't know how to do that, double tap Y, press LB, and push that right stick to the left-hand side. Again, with your user, it's better to go ahead, stand back here, and then you can shoot the gap like so. If he fakes out your user, maybe goes to the left, you have a spy on the left side. If he goes to the right, you have a spy on the right side. You always have help, which allows you to play a little bit more risky with your user. Again, against the pass, pretend that they were passing. You have everybody manned up besides the tight end, so you would probably use the tight end. Again, if I know it's a stretch, I can go with something like this, but 2-man under stock is a very good pass defense this year, so you should be good, especially with the low potential of passing out of under center sets this year. With that being said, though, I'm going to hop back in the I-form, just show you guys a couple of reps against different plays, just so that you know that it works against pretty much any run formation. It's not just the one specifically that I showed you. So yeah, we'll go ahead, hop into those. And because I didn't go ahead and really show you guys the play against a heavy set like an I-form wing or a strong H wing, I'm going to hop into the I-form here, run a base stretch, show you that the play still works. So again, I'm baseline pressing. I'm going ahead. I am spreading my D-line, blitzing all linebackers, containing, throwing those players in spies, shading over the top. Now that might seem like a lot of adjustments if you are new to Madden or whatever the case may be. What I would recommend doing is going ahead practicing those adjustments if you are not too clean with them, because you want to make sure that you do everything for the best success with the play. Obviously, it is still a very good, sound run defense, just stock, but again, it will be a little bit better if you get all those adjustments off. So you see I-form stretch, we are able to just run that stock, and we are able to get not only that outside corner, but our safety and our user pretty much all over that. Again, baseline press, spread, D-line, pinch, or not spread, blitz linebackers contain. Sorry, I get a little bit confused when I'm talking so fast. But again, spread, D-line, blitz all linebackers contain, put those safeties and spies shade over the top, and you are good to go. Again, we still do have that player on an outside corner, and boom, look at Slay right there. You have two corners on that right side. One of them should shoot free. We have Jalen Mills coming from the strong safety position. We have a user coming from the middle of the field for absolute peak success. And really, this is still the best run defense in the game, in my opinion. I know there's some 3-4 run defenses that I like, but as far as just spreading out the field, getting the most speed on the field, this is probably the most effective way. 3-4 odd, you got linebackers, you got some slower players in there. Here, you got a lot of speed. You got slot cornerbacks, you got safeties at linebacker, you got two safeties. It's just the overall ultimate package, in my opinion. But again, one last time here, I'll baseline press, spread my D-line, blitz linebackers contain, put those safeties and spies. And again, you see I can do that in like 2 seconds while just talking about it. So even if you are going against somebody that is continuing to quick snap you or whatever the case may be, as long as you practice those adjustments, you should be good to go. That time my user actually accidentally fell, so that was all user error. But if I was able to run over there, obviously I would make the tackle. And if you want, you can sort of cheat over. I don't necessarily have to stand in the middle of the field unless he's halfback diving me to death. I can kind of cheat over here and shoot that stretch a little bit better. But again, if I'm not sure if he's passing or running, let's say he's just been passing a lot, I can obviously just sort of run this play stock and have decent success at stopping the run. But again, without those spies, it is really reliant on your user. You see the spies aren't going to go ahead and defend the run. Now there, I'm not sure how I didn't make that user tackle. That lineman should have picked him up, but you see we had somebody shoot free just to make the tackle. But again, still a lot of potential to stop the run. With that being said, though, we're going to go ahead and end the video there. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and peace. I'm out of here.